every security officer that works in the industry has to have a security license. That allows them to work in the sector. What that involves is the officers going through some basic training, having to pass a training course, having a criminality check done, and then being allowed to work within the security industry. The license is valid for about 3 years, and as long as they don't get involved in any criminality in that 3-year period, their license remains valid for that period. Once they've got the license, they can work only in the sector they're licensed for. So if they're a security guard, they can only work in the guarding sector. If they've got a door supervisor license, they can work as a door supervisor, and various other things such as car park and CCTV and various other disciplines that they need to have a license for. Once they have a license, that means they can work for any security company in the industry, also for any agency in the industry, which is where the problem lies. Having worked for a reputable company, they would be given the benefits of holiday pay, sick pay, insurance cover, training, career advancement. When they work for agencies, they don't get any of that. They get a basic rate of pay, and if they're self-employed with the agency, they get a rate below the minimum wage, which means that you then get substandard security officers. So as an industry, we've failed to account for the number of self-employed security officers that we have. What that means is the customer at the end of the day is getting a substandard service because there is no backup, there's no support for these self-employed officers, and the customers aren't asking the right questions. They need to take an interest in the security companies that they use. They need to find out if those companies meet certain criteria themselves. Have they got proper insurance cover in place? Have they verified and vetted the security officer? The legal requirement is to have a license, but there has to be an obligation on the customer to make sure that they've satisfied themselves that they're not just getting a self-employed officer, because they're not insured as an individual unless they've paid out what could be thousands of pounds to get insurance, which they wouldn't. It's not logical. Reason being that as an agency staff, they'd be paid a lot less than the regular security officers.